As Booker T. Washington once said, success is not to be measured by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles which one has overcome while trying to succeed.
Last year, we stood on this stage sharing the great success we had. We had the goal to double our coffee sales, and we did just that. The motivation behind setting out to double our sales was our team's passion for creating more sustainable futures for our Guatemalan partners. For every 300 pounds of coffee that we sell, another farming family can enter our cycle of mutual empowerment, where they receive a respectable income from their crop that goes towards educating their children, affording medical care, and reinvesting in their farms rather than be stuck in a cycle of poverty. We were on a roll. Not only had we doubled our coffee sales, but we were finally making great strides with our artisanal chocolates.
That was last year. With stay-at-home orders in place, campus closed, and no access to our on-campus roaster, we were faced with the same struggle that so many small businesses across the country and the world were dealing with. Now what? Our business model was one that thrived on in-person sales. If we couldn't figure out a way to continue our operations and sell our products, we risked halting the cycle of mutual empowerment that we created with our partners. This is where our story begins.
It's more than a story about the difficulties of doing business during a pandemic. It is a story of innovation and response to new opportunities. We'll share how we invested in innovation to continue to expand coffee sales, better communicate with all our Guatemalan partners, and grow ties with entrepreneurship-focused organizations.
But before taking action, we had to clearly identify this new need for our team. How are we going to continue to sell our products with these barriers created by the pandemic? Where were we going to roast, and how would this affect our price? Where and how are we going to sell our products? How are we going to continue to maintain our relationships with our partners, which is vital to our direct trade model, without our semi-annual visits to Guatemala?
In order to implement an effective strategy, we conducted a thorough needs analysis of our business. We reached out to other roasters and coffee experts to discuss the effects of COVID on the industry. We teamed up with several classes in the fall, researching a variety of online stores to determine the best virtual practices for our online business. We researched and conducted interviews with other businesses that relied on in-person sales to see how they were adapting. We evaluated our own successful business strategies to see where virtual adaptations could be made.
Equipped with a better understanding of how to move forward, we started to take action. We found a local roaster that would roast our beans for us. Because this involved additional expenses, we did a thorough cost analysis and determined that we needed to adjust our focus from a high volume of 12-ounce bags to selling only 5-pound bags. To help increase the 5-pound bag sales, we instituted a Donate a Bag to Healthcare Workers campaign. Working with contacts at several local hospitals, we were able to donate over 100 pounds of coffee to help them stay caffeinated as they worked long hours caring for COVID-stricken patients.
Then, at the end of July, we were finally able to regain access to the coffee lab. While we had access to our roaster, we still could not hold sales events on campus, and our traditional off-campus events had been canceled. We were able to find a farmer's market in a nearby town that welcomed us in. From June to October, we were able to sell over $2,000 in coffee and chocolates at the market.
When classes resumed in late August, we did a major redesign of our website and expanded our online store to more than just coffee, adding our chocolates and holiday bundles. We also brought the stories of our partners front and center. While on the surface this seemed like a pretty easy task, we soon realized it was going to be a lengthy process, from measuring all of the scarves, to writing up product descriptions, to taking pictures, and figuring out shipping.
We also acquired a vacant office space near the coffee lab to create a makeshift store. The catch? We had no funding and everything in the space needed to stay put. With a little creativity, a desk became a display table, study cubicles became storage pods, and before long, this drab little office became a bright and colorful shop.
As the holidays approached, a critical sales period for us, we reimagined our traditional events. We had visions of hosting an outdoor holiday fair or a drive-through event. However, another uptick in cases brought tighter restrictions. Again, we had to create a new way to provide the personal shopping experience that our customers expect. The answer was literally in our hands. Through FaceTime, we're able to walk shoppers through our store, sharing with them our unique products and telling them our partner stories.
Beyond expanding sales, we also felt compelled to address issues that were forefront in our minds, from social unrest to the increasing death toll caused by COVID. How could we expand our cycle of mutual empowerment to address the pressing social issues of the moment? An idea started to form: Roast for a Cause. Collaborating with other student organizations on campus, as well as our partners in Guatemala, we created a series of coffee roasts, each with a portion of the proceeds dedicated to a COVID relief or social justice. To date, we have 5 different coffees under the Roast for a Cause model, including Polo's Blend, in honor of our friend and driver during our travels to Guatemala who passed away from COVID. Proceeds from this roast go towards kits to support families who must care for COVID victims in their households. Black Magic, a collaboration with North Central College's Black Student Association. While this collaboration allows us to offer an East African roast, more importantly, it helps the Black Student Association designate profits to a scholarship fund and other initiatives of its choosing.
Last year, we tested a private label model with an alum and a local entrepreneur. This year, we added 2 additional private label coffees and are finalizing the launch of 2 more. Our private label sales increased by over 900% from last year at this time. By empowering our alumni, students, and local entrepreneurs, we have created a sustainable and replicable model, allowing us to reach a much broader audience. But the most touching aspect of our private label partnerships was the impact it had on our partners.
In 48 hours, I lost all of my video clients because of the shutdown. When we were finally able to start selling coffee at our local farmers market, the sense of hopelessness and despair finally started to lift.
As an Enactus member, I learned about the different needs of the Guatemalan coffee farmers and how through partnering with them, we were able to empower their lives. I couldn't help but realize that coffee farmers from my country also experience the same needs. This inspired me to create my own Honduran coffee label, Rosalila Specialty Coffee, which was built on the foundation of mutual empowerment.
While the pandemic has certainly created its challenges, it has also created an opportunity. Without being able to travel to Guatemala, we're able to enlist the help of everyone's new friend, Zoom.
In the summer, we began to meet with our Guatemalan partners virtually. They shared updates with us, such as different brewing methods, new chocolate bar flavors, and the difficulties that COVID has brought to their communities and businesses. We then created educational and engaging virtual events, such as our Hot Chocolate Night with chocolatier Mirna Rojas to celebrate National Chocolate Day. From Mirna's kitchen in Shela, Guatemala, to homes and dorm rooms across the U.S., we all learned about her traditional process, and then, following Mirna's lead, we made our own authentic cup of hot chocolate using her product. This year, because of Zoom, we were able to increase the number of people that got to engage with our partners, including students, alumni, and customers. While we cannot wait to travel back to Guatemala and see our partners in person, we look forward to including virtual events as a way for more of our students and customers to engage with our partners.
We are proud to report that through new initiatives this year, we're able to see an influx of $16,000 in sales. Despite not overcoming the loss from in-person sales events, we're projecting that combined with a return to our traditional in-person sales opportunities, we will see a sales growth of 30% over our record year in 2019.
This year was about focusing on using our skills, strengths, and resources to address the needs we saw around us, from making sure our own business was operational to using our products to address social and COVID issues. But another need was beginning to surface from our own classmates. Our friends and even teammates getting ready to graduate with arts degrees were facing careers that had been devastated by the pandemic. According to a December article in the New York Times, when the overall unemployment rate averaged 8.5%, 52% of actors, 55% of dancers, and 27% of musicians were out of work. The article goes on to quote the president of Local 802 of the American Federation of Musicians in New York. "My fear is we're not just losing jobs, we're losing careers." As we began to research this project, we were hearing the same concern on our surveys. A recent graduate from Florida stated, "I've been living my biggest fear. I took some courses to be ahead of the curve, but the pandemic changed things and made our industry expendable." This hit home. What started as an idea from a fall internship was expanded into a collaborative project between C and Enactus.
Hello everybody, my name is Hope Jersa. My career goal has been to be involved with the entertainment industry and live events within the music industry. And while that has not changed, the path to get there has really changed because of COVID. That's something that I really realized a lot of other students were struggling with, which is why we created the Seed Grad Summit.
In March, our team members were able to help launch C's first virtual summit, graduating with an arts degree during a pandemic. Now what? The summit included over 70 creative and industry professionals volunteering their time to participate in 24 pre-recorded sessions, 22 live Q&A discussions, and 13 industry chats over Zoom, plus over 50 one-on-one mentoring sessions. Hope helped develop the panels and line up speakers, while other members helped to moderate sessions. Everything was free, and we had 227 registrations representing more than 50 different colleges and universities from across the US and even abroad.
While this may not have been the year that we had envisioned, we saw the needs around us, expanded our understanding of those needs, and used our knowledge, resources, and innovative spirit to address them in our own way. The results? Despite the pandemic, we maintained a high level of sales of our coffee beans, leading to 14 farming families staying in the cycle of mutual empowerment. The 5-pound healthcare bag donation program invigorated our sales and our healthcare workers when both were really needed. Through the launch of Roast for a Cause, we were able to tackle issues affecting our world, doing what we do best, coffee. Over 200 students, staff, alumni, and customers were able to engage with our partners, providing us another tool to broaden our reach moving forward. Our private label model was expanded and replicated, which not only helped us increase our sales and demand we have for raw coffee beans, but also provided a source of income for our entrepreneurial partners during a very challenging year. Working with C, we were able to empower over 200 emerging creatives by providing them with resources and connections to give direction and hope as they enter industries that are very different than anyone could have ever imagined just a year ago. The pandemic has shown us that plans can change pretty quickly, but we are more prepared than ever to grow our online presence, deepen our relationships with our partners and customers, and widen our impact on and beyond campus.